Hey everyone, this is Pallavi and I'm back with the second game of the book Logical Chess Move by Move by Irving Chernev. From this game, we will learn a few more basic principles of chess and understand when and how to apply these principles. Let's start. So this game was played between Eugene Liubarski and Viktor Ivanovich Soultanbeieff in 1928 Liege. So white started with e4 and the opening was Gioco Piano. So after e4, white is controlling the center and also making way for his bishop and queen to come out. Then black played e5. Now with this move, black is also controlling half of the center and making way for his bishop and for queen to come out. And then white played knight f3. Now developing the knight towards the center and also making way, also attacking the pawn on e5. Now black played knight to c6, developing the knight towards the center and also supporting the pawn on e5. Now white played bishop to c4. Now with this move, white seizes the important diagonal and strikes at f7 pawn, which is black's weakest point as it is supported only by the king. Now black played bishop to c5. Now with this move, black is following the golden rules like get your pieces out fast, move each piece only once in the opening, and develop with the view to control of the center. Also move only those pawns that helps in developing your pieces and move pieces, not pawns. So after bishop c5, white played c3. Now white wants to support the d4 square so that white can play d4 in the next move. Now black played bishop to b6. Now the bishop retreats so that there is no threat on the bishop when white plays d4. Now white played d4, hoping that black would capture e cross d4, and when white captures c cross d4, white will be having a pawn center. So after d4, black played queen e7, developing the queen not too much out in the open, also protecting the pawn on e5, and also when you are developing your queen, do not develop your queen early in the opening. Also, black right now threatening to capture this pawn on e5, pawn on d4, and then when white captures, black can recapture with the queen. So black will gain a pawn. So after queen e7, white played castle. Now with this move, white made his king to the safety and also indirectly saving the pawn on e4. Now if here black played knight f6, now developing with a threat on the pawn on e4. Now black played d5. Now tempting as it will dislodge the knight on c6 from its strong post as it is controlling the central squares. The move is natural but to be censured on several accounts. The d pawn blocks the path of this bishop, opens up the enemy bishop's path which is attacking towards the king side, and white just moved a pawn while his queen side pieces are yet to be released, and also moving pawns in the opening, move only those pawns that help develop the pieces. Right now this pawn is just blocking the way of this c4 bishop. So after d5, now black played knight b8. Now retreating is safer than moving the knight to the side of the board, because after instead of knight b8, had black played knight a5, then white would play bishop d3. After which white is threatening to win the knight by playing b4, and the knight is trapped. So after knight b8, after d5, black played knight to b8. Now white played bishop to d3, defends the e4 pawn, but development of another piece is more consistent with opening strategy. Either knight p d2 or queen e2 was good move. So here after bishop d3, another golden rule to be remembered, which is do not move same piece twice in the opening. So here white moved the same piece twice. This bishop, it developed from f1 to c4 and it again went to d3. After bishop d3, black played d6, strengthening the pawn center, making way for his c8 bishop to come out and supporting the pawn on e5. After which, white played h3. Now with this move, stopping black from pinning the f3 knight by playing bishop to g4. So white is now controlling this g4 square. But it also weakens the pawn structure in front of the castled king and h pawn itself becomes a target. So again that always try to keep the pawns in front of your castled king as long as possible. So after h3, black played h6. Since black has not castled on the king side, this move is a gesture of attack by playing g5 and then g4, and from g4 black will be attacking the pawn on h3 and the defending knight on f3. So that would open up the g file as well to attack from. So after h6, white played queen e2, a developing move, but it may be too late. Now black played g5. Now with this move, the idea is to play g4 in the next move. That would attack the pawn and the knight. And that would also open up the g file. So after g5, white played knight h2 to prevent black from playing g4. But black played g4 anyway, so that this sacrifice will rip open the defensive screen around the white's king. So right now, white played h cross g4. It was forced as black was threatening to play g cross h3 as well as g3. So after h cross g4, white has managed to close the file for the time being. So after h cross g4, black played rook g8. Now it's black who attacks the g pawn 3 times. Rook, the black knight and the black bishop is attacking the pawn on g4. So after rook g8, white played bishop cross h6. Now another golden rule broken. Do not grab pawns at the expense of development or position. Here white should have played bishop e3, bringing another piece into action and neutralizes the pressure of black's bishop. But here white played bishop cross h6, opening up the h file for black to attack from. Now black played knight cross g4, gaining time by threatening the bishop and among other pieces. Bishop to e3. Now white played bishop e3. The bishop saves himself and now it's trying to get rid of the troublesome b6 bishop. Now black played knight cross h2. The knight has captured a piece and threatens the white rook on f1. Now white captured king cross h2, only move. Black played queen h4, check. Now black has two major pieces operating with full force on the two open files near the enemy king, from this g file and from the h file. Now white played king g1, and with the final blow, black played queen h3 and white resigned. Because there is no defense that will postpone the checkmate for long. If white plays g3, then black can play rook h8 with the threat of checkmating from either from queen h2 or from queen h1, and after f3 black can simply capture bishop cross e3 check, queen cross e3 and queen h2 checkmate, or queen cross g3 checkmate. And if after bishop cross e3 check, if white blocks with the rook on f2, and black can simply play queen h1 and it's a checkmate. And after bishop e3, f3 bishop cross e3, and if here queen captures e3, then queen g2 checkmate simply. And if rook blocks this check, you can simply capture queen cross g2 and it's a checkmate since the bishop is pinning the rook. So here white cannot capture the queen. So from this game, we learned some more principles. Principles like, first of all, occupy the center with pawns, and then secondly, develop your pieces towards the center, then castle as early as possible. Do not develop your queen early in the opening. In that case, it can get trapped and it can get captured. And next one is, don't just move pawns, you have to move pieces also. Do not neglect piece development. And next one is, in the opening, move only those pawns that help develop the pieces. And do not move same piece twice in the opening, and do not push pawns in front of your castled king. Do not grab pawns at the expense of development or position. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned from this game, and please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.